Focus. Nice.
Let's just
got the big
smash this thing.
Skaven beasties, and then what are the little like? These aren't like Skaven up the top here.
So those are Zangors.
Oh, that was it. The Bangors and the Zangors. That was
The
it.
Bulgors and the Zangors.
Bulgors and they were kind of fighting
so
each other.
these are like beastie
Yes.
minotaur men, and these are like bird men with bows.
Oh, these aren't none of the people are Skaven. Then that makes sense actually because the whole bull thing. Okay.
Yeah, they're just happy fighting each other, and then you failed your stealth tests.
Oh yes.
So let's jump straight into initiative.
I got one success actually.
Can we get Jack to control the cogsmiths?
Also, is it just me that can't see Klaus, or do I need to reconnect?
No.
I'm just waiting for my food to be done, and I'll be eating, so I'll be on cam after that.
Beautiful. Oh goodness.
Don't want you to
Yeah.
see
So
me
what?
munching away.
What are the mechanics then? Because they were in combat, so are they going to all done just now? Is there still some element of their fighting each other, or are we?
We're gonna find out.
So these guys are like they've broken off from the main battle and are coming at you from two sides.
Shit.
If you can kind of draw them into each other, then they would start fighting each other. But
Someone go get in the middle there.
Well, then.
Nominate Treebeard. I mean,
I think you
Thunderbark.
nominate. I think you nominated yourself, Vargi.
oh no, it's not Vargi's cup of tea. That.
I shall. Well, do you have to go first? I'll seven head myself.
yeah,
Lovely. Okay, then I will kick things off with a legendary saga of enmity. I hate how it's spelled. Throws me every time.
Spelled wrong.
Well, it's spelled
Why don't we spell it wrong?
Isn't it?
enmity, but I always thought it was enmity.
It's spelled ENM.
Yeah.
It is pronounced enmity.
Yes, that's upsetting.
For no reason that I know.
It's very upsetting.
English is wonderful and stupid.
Depressing in all kinds of ways. Yes, the Saga of Enmity is chanted out to all my allies. Well, it's the classic melee and accuracy. It's just a little buff fuel. Let me roll my little. Oh, I opened my character sheet yet. That's usually quite helpful. But it's usually pretty easy to win. Give me a second. Here he comes. Here he is. Little entertainment test for you. A little D out of 5 and flying. Great. So that's good. We've got the usual buff, 1 and 1 accuracy, 1 melee. And then I'm going to turn my eyes on. I think the Zangors are weaker. So Sichuan turns his eyes on them and casts Volcano's Call. Summon the ground cracks and erupt beneath them, using my 2 metal as well for the turn. And so yeah, the zone with the Zangors then becomes a deadly hazard, and they take 5 damage at the start of their turn. Although wait, actually, are they flying? Actually, are they on the ground?
they are on the ground.
Great. Okay, cool. That's fine. Then yeah. So that zone is now a deadly hazard.
Volcano.
The volcano erupts beneath their feet. Oh, love that. Love the artwork.
Nice.
Yeah. No, do me really. That's me all over.
So when they start the turn there, it's a deadly hazard to take 5
Yes.
damage.
No, they take 5 damage straight away, and then they obviously want to get out of there.
Lovely stuff.
Great.
Volcanoes, man. Don't get caught in one.
Don't do it.
Cheers, Grumney. Vargi's turn.
Yes.
Seeing that the Zangors are being aptly dealt with by the Bard of the Brother Gods, he turns his Aethematic Volley Gun on the southmost Bulgur, was it?
Yes.
And opens fire. Target's defense is...
1 moment, please. Good.
It is good. With the buff, I am at great. It's the first round of combat, so an extra dice in there. Yeah. Oh, it's rubbish. It's a rubbish roll.
Ow,
Oh,
triple
no.
1.
But I still get 3. Oh wait, no. Still got 2 successes. I thought I'd focus. So We've got no damage buffs at the moment, right? So it's just the 4 damage.
Okay, so they have an armor of 1, so down to 3.
Are they within close range of each other?
I would say so.
Then it's a half damage on the other.
So, what was it, total 4?
Yes.
So, down to just 1 off that one.
Oh, so these are just single guys, they're not mobs.
These are single guys ready to mingle.
Apologies.
If we
Singles in your
interrupted,
area.
like, chaos and speed dating.
Yeah.
Oh, I enjoy eating babies, and sometimes I burn the babies before I eat them. What do you enjoy?
The Zangors are just going, ah!
I like long walks on the wasteland.
Not wanting to interrupt the flow of the volley gun, he just keeps feathering the trigger.
Nice. Imagine dating a Zangor. They'd be like, what do you want to do? I don't know. I'll change my mind whenever I pick something. That's a Warhammer joke there.
If you know, you know.
Yeah.
It's better this time.
Lovely stuff.
That's going to be this big 6 damage
Oof.
on the primary target and 3
back in
on
the
the
surf.
other.
So managed to kill that one.
Brat.
Runs towards you, and then was it 3 damage on to other?
3 on t'other.
All right. As you stumbles over his mate's body. Right. Someone was 5 initiative, weren't they? It might literally be Klaus.
I
Klaus.
think it is Klaus.
Yeah.
That we come back to him.
Yeah. That's fine. I think there's Zangors are 4. The Bulgors are 3. So let's do the 5 damage on the Zangors down to 3 for their armor. Ouch, they say. Ouch indeed. So they kind of skirt around here, and then they will fire. Who's standing at the? Let's say they shoot at Vargi because they've just seen him. He just see this blinding volley gun.
Just opened himself up.
Yeah, or the tracer fire coming out of your gun.
Damn these tracers! They work both ways.
So your defense is
Average.
Okay, so just 4s then. So that is 3 damage.
Blinks off his Arcanaut armor.
And other just 2 damage.
Just flies true at his helmet, but plinks off like the morning rain.
Yeah, that's some rubbish rolls.
That is some pretty poor rolling.
Yeah, and then Dreadbark, I believe it is you, sir.
Dreadbark the Quiet, they call him.
Of little
Every
words.
fucking time I turn my microphone off because I'm eating and I don't want people to hear my disgusting maw crunching up and down, I forget, and then don't realise that nobody's heard all my hilarious comments for the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
What
You
a
can do a
shame.
little laugh for them if you like.
No, it's okay. I won't enjoy it. So Dreadbark was going to do a hail of doom upon this sector up here, but the sneaky, way-changing Zangor have pissed off in different directions. So we'll do a shot at the remaining Bulgrin first.
Nice.
Okay. And so we're buffed. They're at average, right?
They're
Or are they good defense?
They are average.
So
Oh, sorry, the Bulgors are good.
they are good. Okay, so it's
Yeah.
3 split. Okay. Cool. So we can actually have 4 successes there for a total of 5 piercing damage.
Nice. You fell the other Bulgor.
Huzzah!
Twang.
Thunked him over into that there fire,
Exactly.
so we can have some delicious Bulgor steak later on.
The brazier, you might say.
If I were to say it, I would say it in a non-suggestive manner, such that my meaning would not be misunderstood. And then I guess I'll do a little metal action to shoot at this fella over here. And they are only average, if I remember correctly. I remember one of them having average.
Yes.
Cool. So this is 2s. Because we're 2 steps above. That makes it a 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ka-twang! Whoa!
Ooh, big numbers.
Oh, Nelly noodles. Yes, that's a big 6 damage.
That is a great bow.
Yeah.
You managed to kill the Zangor.
Double kill.
It's just like 2 patwangs.
I'm back.
Nice, just in time for you to finish the last Zangor.
Yeah, good job, Twigger lass.
Oh, they're all
Good
dead.
work. Good work, Boom Seed. Reload time.
Peow. Peow.
Wow, very nice. So that's 3 successes.
I was gonna buff
That's 3
one of
damage.
yous and give someone a shield, but doesn't seem it's necessary.
And
Nice
4,
bolt.
5.
Yeah, those Bulgors went down very easily.
Hope there's some more.
Yeah, and the other one falls to the arcane bolts. That was like
Nice.
one round. You all just suddenly open fire.
Literally. Hellfire.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sigmar's all about shooting. Didn't realise that.
Yeah. It's like, oh, we've been
Nice.
spotted. Oh no.
Tell you what that was. That was like the Ghost Recon game where you can like tag the enemies, and then you all just like.
Such flashbacks. It's actually a really cool feature as well. But yeah, it was like that.
Things do be like that. Right.
A ghost of Alex
Love it.
Cross somewhere in here.
Driving a Lamborghini through the forest, laughing maniacally. Oh.
I'm your evil twin.
I am. Right. Well then, that was good. That was speedy. Maybe I should have prepared more for the session.
I'm sort of overwhelmed by our capability and as a result slightly underwhelmed by the encounter.
It's fine. Those guys weren't too strong compared to the Troggoth. Those guys are not.
Wow.
Are
Yeah,
not
that guy-
really that
that guy
good.
was pretty tough.
Right. So you continue your journey. Mike, are you muted or are you not? Are you talking to us or?
And my mum's asking about what iPhone to get. I'm trying to explain to her to just get an iPhone. It's quite a long conversation, but I'm listening.
Oh, right.
I'm here.
The big one. The big one.
That's what I said.
You should get a Nokia N-Gage instead.
More cameras better. That's what we learned.
Yeah. Can it fit in your pocket? Sis. So. Oh, hang on. Let me just.
I do like this map.
Yeah.
I like how big we are.
So you travel further on, and hang on a second. So I have a handout, but I don't know if I've actually done it.
We're in between the Festamir Realm Gate and Greywater Fastness, correct?
Correcto.
Knowledge, see? Paying attention.
The knowledge.
The knowledge.
So, as per Captain Heights' instructions, you're heading towards something as the Ghoul Mere, and at some point in the journey, you come across the end of the forest and into this vast swamp with blackened skies. Captain Hyde's informs the party that they must cross the Ghoul Mere and try to find the one road, which is protected by both the city of Greywater Fastness, but also the Sylvaneth as well, from what dwells in the Ghoul Mere. So, and I have a little text box. Where's my little text box?
That looks kind of creepy.
Yeah. So
Looks like a deadwood.
Yeah. You notice the sky beginning to darken above. Yet it is not so late in the day. The clouds have grown thick and black, blocking out most of Haishi's light, but do not appear to threaten rain. A sharp smell begins to carry on the wind, crawling into your senses. Something acrid and industrial. Strange, you think, for this part of the realm. Then you realise the calls of the wild have gone quiet. Captain Heinz recognises this too, and leads everyone forward. He parts the brush and leads you onto a nearby embankment. Before you is a vast swampland, dotted with thickets and stretches of rotting forest. The waters bubble, and are streaked with a sickly rainbow wash of chemicals. Heinz welcomes everyone to the Ghoul Mere, and hangs his head at the sight.
Vargi takes in the scene and says to no one in particular, "You see, this is why the clever Dwardin took to the skies."
So they don't have to live amongst all their runoff.
Well, they had already ruined the earth.
Hey, now it wasn't the Dwardin that ruined the earth. I think it was gods or something fighting in the sky.
So it's just a big
Their
plain.
pollution we see around us.
It's just a big plain of sewage, or it's like you said, like we entered like a more like building area, or
It's, as far as you can see, it's mostly swampy, but you can clearly see that there's some sort of chemical like infecting the water table here, but you can see like small thickets of trees and parts of the forest that are still defying it. As you move into the Ghoul Mere, you come across a half-built section of what looks like a dried-out canal. And those of you who have been to Greywater Fastness, you know that the canals were the ways the city first moved its goods. And this is probably an abandoned or never used canal that has reached out into the Ghoul Mere. And now, of course, they stick to the one path. So everyone please roll me an awareness test.
Is that natural awareness or
DM?
It is a 5-1 awareness test, so using awareness, the ability.
Alright, Dreadbark.
there we
Fair
go.
enough. Got your Twigger scope on.
one success. All right, yeah, Jesus. Show off.
Very nice, team, very nice. So as you're heading past this canal that's sort of sticking out of this thicket where the rest of the swamp has swallowed the rest of it, it looks like something has clawed its way in through the canal walls and is making it its home. And you hear kind of some weird chanting and voice carrying out from within the canal. Does anyone wish to investigate?
Vargi certainly would.
Oh, Vargi. Alright.
You just never know what you're going to find down there, really.
Yeah,
It's lots of
Sichuan,
chanting. It seems a little bit occult, maybe, and you'll never know what they've got stashed away.
Sichuan will follow with his dwarven brother to investigate, suspecting this is all very much to do with what's gone wrong at the armory. Dry canals, chanting, none of it good. I don't know.
I mistrust any any being that would make this foul carcass of nature its home.
All right. Klaus, you heading in, or are you?
Yes,
Yes.
I follow.
Okay. So you go inside and you follow a series of tunnels following this chanting, this wailing. And as you reach this cavern, the noise turns to a mad cackling. And what you see around you is dozens of dead Skaven scattered about. And in the centre there's a tall shrine made of all sorts of mechanical detritus and bits of just all sorts of cargo and wagons and some steam tanks and things you would recognise of stuff that's clearly been coming out of Greywater Fastness. And before it stands a cackling Skaven wrapped in cloaks with a staff, who has blood all down their arms up to their elbows, and is performing some sort of crazed ritual.
Seems like a pleasant fellow. Do we know of much Skaven killing their own kind for dark spells? Is this a known thing they do?
That chap. Lovely map, lovely map.
Just realised my
Can I
overlay's chopping everyone's heads off.
can I roll an Arcana check with my Forbidden Knowledge talent
You can.
to see if I know anything about this this sorcery?
Yes.
What's the DN for that?
Let's do a 5-1.
And Forbidden Knowledge. I need to reference what it does again.
Oh yes, it has a potential
Oh,
downside, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh wait, you got that? I've got that talent as well.
Oh yeah.
Let's both do it. Yeah, we can double doom if you want.
You guys are so forbidden.
If you fail the test, your chaos increases doom by 1. So yeah, it's
Funsies.
worth using sparingly. Oh, I
I
thought I'd
use it all the time,
Well, yes.
as much as I can. I'm just trying to find out what it does again once.
I've got it right here if you want.
Oh yeah.
What did you choose it in? Arcana, Lore, or Theology?
I think when you're making the check, you can choose, right?
It said you had to, when you select talent, you have to choose one.
Oh, mine's Arcana then.
Yeah,
Just 'cause I don't
chose
have any points in the rest of the stuff.
chose Arcana 2. You make a test related to that chosen skill, and the dice gained from your level of training are doubled. That's the bonus it gives you.
Okay.
Or doubles your training dice.
So,
But
yeah.
if you fail, then yeah, doom increases by 1. So
I've got 1 training dice in it.
yeah, my plan was to wait like.
Super.
Bring on the doom!
Yeah, he's going for it. I thought I'd be the practice one doing this. Just saying.
Arcana bonus.
Well, don't forget you can use your metal to double it anyway.
So if I double it to 2 using metal and then double it with Forbidden Knowledge, that's 4, right?
I guess. I mean, yeah. Let's say that.
So how do I actually do that?
So just roll an Arcana test,
Okay.
and then
Wait, did you say 4?
5.
Yeah, 4. Okay.
But it's fine. You passed it already. I said 5-1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, you recognise this, perhaps in your In your sort of interest studying a book on blood rituals. How interesting. Yeah, you recognise that this is potentially what they call a Grey Seer in the Skaven clans, a very powerful and revered type of sorcerer and leader of the Skaven clans. It looks like some sort of summoning ritual, if you are not mistaken.
Well, men, we seem to have a stinky special Skaven in our midst. Seems like he's trying to summon something with blood magic. That's me telling the party.
The one you were going to go for.
Well, only one thing for it then.
It's enough for me.
Lead, right? Hot lead.
Did we decide how we use the cogboys?
Yeah, they're just a swarm. They act on initiative 4.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. Very cool.
Are we in combat? We off?
I mean, yeah, sounds like it.
Cool. What are the zones going on here? What we got?
I mean,
Bring out that pencil.
There. I mean, I quite like. I mean, looks like a zone to me.
Sure.
Let's just do it like that. Well, I like maps that have like natural contours like this,
Sure.
and then I ruin them by drawing on them.
So wait, there seems to be a gap over here. Is that you saying that's a zone going down through there, or is that a line straight? There we go. Thank you. I like it very precise.
It's not in the spirit of the zone system, Sichuan.
Is it not? I thought the zone was surely there to be
Is that a gap?
precise and clear.
Now, is this step in this zone or this zone?
Right, 1 foot in and 1 foot out.
Important.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's very important to know.
In this grid.
Well, I don't trust there's only just one of. There's never just one enemy. That's never how it goes, is it?
Oh, it depends on
now.
the enemy.
He can summon shit, right? He can summon storm
Dense.
vermin, I imagine. Or clan rats or something.
Normally they summon demons.
Oh.
Skaven.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, yeah, a bit repetitive, but a bit of control. According to a similar thing, I'm gonna buff and erupt. We'll call it the old buff and erupt. But I'm actually gonna erupt the middle zone here, like cause a bit of anything that pops up has to go around the side. Give them a bit of a bit of control of the.
Once you
the
do
space.
see.
Actually, I'm gonna go for a different buff. I'm gonna go for my damage buff. So I'm gonna use my Saga of what's it called? Ghoul Mere, of course, recounting the tale of the epic battle with Vulcatrix.
Of course.
Cool. Because actually, this is a good one to do at the start because it's only people start in my zone for this one, so it's quite an important one. So this is a harder test, but there's additional buffs for successes. So.
It's a good one. I just kind of thought of you as being. Oh, this is a really good story. It's gonna be great.
This is a great story, guys. This story.
You'll love it. I know you've heard it before, but it's good. It's good every time.
No, it continues. It think much like in God of War. It's very much like Mimir. So basically, it's like when you get out of the boat, the story ends. Next time, the story continues. That's kind of.
I see. Yeah.
You're telling us a saga over the whole adventure.
Yeah, pretty much, exactly. A bit by bit, chapter by chapter.
Cool. And we want the next episode.
Yeah, what's happening now?
Just gonna sit in the boat and listen.
Oh, it's terrible. One focus point. Oh, it's okay. I get one. One. Or everyone does one more damage this turn. Boo. What's that?
Is it fire and reroll?
Nah, not worth it. And then, yeah, I'm gonna then again gesture to erupt the mighty volcano.
Sulfires.
It was close. I got 3 5s. If those had all been 6s, hoo-wee!
Yeah, DN6 is tricky. Yeah. So the plan is to still do that zone?
Yes. Yeah, I'm in the middle of this center zone here. Is going to be erupted into
volcano.
volcano.
It already looks like it's got a bit of.
It does look a bit of volcano. Yeah, it definitely comes straight out through that red passage, just for
blood volcano.
Visual effects.
So his big shrine just gets enveloped by a volcano.
It's just a big pool.
Blood volcano is a bit grimdark, isn't it?
That's it. Cool. Everyone has +1 damage this turn.
Roger.
Spicy.
Let's
I
put
like
some
to
sort
see
of
his
icon onto
initiative,
that.
actually. Oh, actually, his initiative is 9.
Oh,
So
about it.
Oh, bugger. Sorry.
it's fine. You didn't do anything.
9.
9.
Do you want to go in between Sichuan and me then?
Yes. Yeah. He's not going to move into the volcano anyway, so it's fine. So as a free action on my turn, the Grey Seer reveals some green crystal and shoves it in his gob. The warp stone.
Delicious lobster.
I now double my training in channeling tests. But if I fail a test,
You blow up, surely.
correct. I explode and die. Die and explode. Nice. So, let's see here. I'm going to roll 1d4 to see who he targets with his cursed magic. I didn't mean to roll 4 dice, I meant to roll 1d4. Oh, it's Sichuan. He senses the power inside you to create volcanoes, so he casts Wither at you.
Throws a packet of arrows.
So
That's all we've got. I'm sorry.
channeling test. Why would it tell me to? Oh, hang on, I've not got my 327. I failed to put the actual difficulty of the spell on the sheet. And now the rulebook's not working.
It's fine. You can skip it if you want. No damage.
Well, the effect is the target suffers 3 damage at the start of their turn for a number of rounds equal to 1, plus any additional successes. Ignoring armor.
What?
There we go. So Wither is a 5/3.
Are you saying? What are you saying? Wither?
Yes.
Cool whip.
How would
Wither.
Grey Seer say wither?
Wither.
Wither.
Oh.
Witherspoon.
Lucky I've got 2 focus points,
What?
so I
Why?
don't explode.
A lot of nice.
So because their initiative was 9,
Jesus.
you would have taken that 3 damage.
Fine.
Um,
Yeah, that's okay.
So
When you say ignore armor, does it ignore runes of iron skin?
I think yes.
Magical armor.
Yeah. I think we said that the magic armor doesn't get like rendered.
Sure, that's
it
fair.
can,
I
it can be
suppose.
ignored because it's literally withering your man soul.
My man's soul.
Correct.
Man's
Oh,
up.
God. That's just 3 damage. No, and how many turns are we saying this?
So it's 1 plus any additional successes. Which I didn't get. Was it a 5/3? Did I say? Yeah. So no additional successes. It's just this turn.
Oh, I see. We didn't get enough successes. You needed
Yeah.
3 successes.
God, on a good roll, that could just be like, you're
Fair.
withering forever now.
The rest of the campaign.
So he will do it on someone else.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Dreadbark.
Can't wither bark.
Watch me. Oh my god, again. At least I get 4 successes this time. So you take 3 damage at the start of your turn for this round and the next round.
Ignoring armor.
Ignoring armor. And then it is Vargi.
Vargi. Okay. Vargi moves out of the zone and finds himself a nice spot to perch behind one of these statues or tombs or whatever these are. And shocking everyone, we'll take aim at the Grey Seer. He will, in fact, attempt to shoot him in the head.
Okay.
What is the target's defense? Average. Okay, so we're good.
What does the
I'm gonna
headshot
use
do? Is that stunned?
stunned if it deals damage,
Fine.
but it's additional 2 steps on the target's defense. So I'm at good. Average becomes great. So we're on 5s. We're gonna double our training for this shot. There we go.
Double of the
Brap.
chain.
Fortunately, double training, good.
Yes.
So that will be 4 damage.
Okay. So he does take damage. He's got 1 armor.
Excellent. So he's stunned for, I just assume, 1 round.
Okay.
I will check the wording. And that's the end of his turn.
Cool.
Oh, sorry, there's an additional damage there actually because of Sichuan's saga.
Yes, very good.
Yeah.
Klaus, so you're initiative 5, I think.
Yes.
Go on in.
Right. Dreadbark, is your bow wooden or metal?
I've never really seen a metal bow.
Does it have bits of metal in it?
No.
Or the arrows
None of me
metal?
has a bit of metal in it, except for my sword, I guess.
Okay.
Even then.
In that case, I'm gonna use a gift of come on, on old Vargi.
Ooh.
To increase his damage.
Okay.
And then, gonna use a Mystic Shield on Sichuan as well.
Mikey's so
There you
happy
go.
to get support spells for the first time ever.
I just like being thought of. It just makes me feel nice and warm and fuzzy inside.
It's normally like
There you go.
people buffing the tanks or they're buffing
Well, I'm not used to.
like...
I'm not used to being like a squishy character, so it's terrifying at the moment. So
Well, that's
No,
because
you've
Yeah,
got
that's
a
technically
Mystic
squishy,
Shield.
but also invisible at all times.
Yeah.
yes, no, sorry, yes, yeah, I've been squishy, but I don't think I've got hit
Possible
once.
to hit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
There
Alright,
you go, have a
nice.
Mystic Shield.
So your gift of Shimon, 3 successes. So
So we can
I
make it a
choose-
+2, can't we?
I just want him more damage next turn.
you're getting +3 damage now, Vargi.
Presently, how long does Sichuan's saga last?
Just until my turn again.
Okay, so we'll be back down to 2 unless he casts it again.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll do something exciting.
Gotta keep track.
All right.
Need like buff tokens.
Yes.
That would be nice.
The cogsmiths are going to fire their blunderbusses. Fire!
God damn.
I mean, that's wrong again. I don't know why it keeps doing that.
Oh.
The swarm. Yeah, sorry. The swarm. It's messing up the dice. I think. There you go. 0. That's better.
Nice.
They do 2 damage base, so they do plink another wound off. Toughness off. Dreadbark.
Hey. Dreadbark. In an effort. Oh, that's the wrong tool. Sorry.
What did I?
I've also forgotten how to remove it, so we'll just leave that. We'll move over here. And I'm just gonna shoot him. I think you doing a shoot.
Mm-hmm.
The guy. What is his defense value?
Just average. Oh, and don't forget to take your 3 damage for wither.
Oh yes. Where is mine? There it is. Bang, bang, bang. Okay, so we're not buffed because Sichuan did the other song,
You get +1 damage.
the Song of Damage. Okay, so it's 3 hit. Twang.
Ooh,
That is
poopy.
it's poopy. It could have been poopier, I guess, because I've got 2 focus, so we can make it 3 hits for 4 damage plus 1 is 5.
It's not that poopy.
Nice.
Spoopy.
And I'll go again. Do the double tap. Worked alright last time.
Yep.
Boing! Much better.
Whoa.
So yeah, it's the full 5 plus 1 damage is 6.
So 6 damage, got 1 armor.
Oh wait, sorry, no. So it's 5 successes with my focus. It's successes plus 1, so it's 6 plus 1 is 7.
Okay, so 7 damage. It's got 1 armor, so it's down to 6. It's got 1 toughness left, which goes down to 5. And 5 is a major wound, so it's 3 on his wound tracker. He's majorly wounded.
But if we don't kill him, he's just gonna summon a thing. Gonna summon a thing, you guys.
Summon a thingy. Alright, it's his turn again. He's still. How long is he stunned for, Vargi, with your headshot?
Until the end of its next turn.
Okay, so he's still stunned this turn. I mean, I think he's just gonna start shooting arcane bolts. Hoping to explode.
You just want one of your mobs to explode.
Ready to. It's a 4-1. Oh, I need to pick a target. That is. Oh, everyone's moved. I think that was Sichuan was 3. But you are Mystic Shielded.
Yeah.
But I don't think it matters against.
No.
It
No.
improves its defense by 1, right?
Oh,
Yeah, but magic DN doesn't matter about defense.
Oh.
So that's 8 successes.
Oh god.
Is that good?
That's 8 damage. It's an arcane bolt.
Really?
Dead?
From an arcane bolt?
Yeah.
Well, that's not very nice, is it?
So, what's the bolt like from the Grey Seer?
Oh, it's like a green, crackly beam. Especially because he's been chomping on warpstone.
Can you try and explain how Mystic Shield doesn't help against it?
I want to get myself some of that
Mechanically or
warpstone, dude.
thematically? The answer's different.
Thematically and mechanically. Because, I mean,
See.
well,
See, in a few sessions' time, Klaus is just gonna be like a warpstone crackhead. He's gonna he's gonna try it and get addicted to the power. I'm sure.
You haven't got the teeth. You haven't got the.
if the
scaling
shield doesn't
teeth.
help against spells, what does it help against?
It increases your
Attacks.
defense, so it's like any attacks, like melee or
Right.
normal ranged attacks.
Got a lot of grey hairs to
Um,
using 8 damage. Armor?
doesn't ignore armor, so down to 7. So you do
Right.
take a.
I do.
you
Take a
got
little
6.
wound?
Yeah, you take a little wound, a little woundy.
I've
Your
still got a
troubles.
minor wound from last time. They haven't healed yet, have they?
Yeah, you still got the wound from last time.
What? It just shows you. Wait, there it is, yeah. How little damage I took. It's the first time I've ever taken wounds in Soulbound. I think I figured that right. 2 wounds. Great. Thanks for that. I've noticed.
Perilous, doesn't it?
I don't like it at all.
Vargi, it's your turn.
Vargi. Well, he's going to shoot the Grey Seer, isn't he?
What?
Yeah, it's
No.
really it's really his vibe. Make a regular attack. Target's defense was average, wasn't it?
Yep.
No buffs on at the moment. Oh wait, should have let Sichuan go, but whatever.
I think you still got the Klaus
Still got the-
buff.
Klaus buff. And Klaus buff is +2, right? So
Yeah.
no range bonus. Yeah. So that's I mean Klaus buff is pretty nice because that makes that 7 damage.
Hell yeah.
Uh,
Klaus buff.
that
So the
is-
brand.
That's your energy drink. So you do
Get yourself some Klaus buff.
you do manage to kill him. You only had 2 wounds on
Four.
his tracker left, so
He's
Killed him.
yeah.
He's peppered by a hail of lightly glowing golden bullets. Like there are tracer rounds, and then there's bloody Klaus edition hyper tracers, and he's
Yeah.
like peppered into the altar, like.
Then he falls into the volcano.
Yeah.
Looks like a bowl of minestrone soup.
Yep. Swiss cheese. I mean, he really should have been shooting at Vargi, to be honest.
Vargi goes,
Probably
say
should.
hello to my little friend.
Yeah.
To
Hope
be fair, we
Vargi's-
all deal quite a lot of damage.
Hope Vargi's still got some bullets left. That's what I'm hoping.
It's a good job we all agreed on infinite bullets.
You should watch that Matt Colville video I shared where he talks about like the whole idea of dungeons in D&D and how 5th edition it's like there's no point because it doesn't focus on dungeons anymore. And he was saying like the fun thing was, you know, measuring up, is this worth shooting an arrow because I get to stay safe, or do I want to conserve my ammo and my torches and all that sort of stuff.
It's like Darkest Dungeon then, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I think it does bring
All
an
the
element that could be
logistics.
interesting. And in video games, I would say yes, limited ammo is an
So-
interesting feature. So you know, I can see the value in it. I think it would be an enormous pain in the arse in this system.
Oh, in this system, yeah. But if it was like, oh, we have to measure up, do we go back to town and get more supplies,
Yeah.
and then the enemies reinforce in the dungeon, and it's
It's like the whole Pathfinder thing, isn't it? Where like a lot of the mundane realities of adventuring, they are interesting, but maybe they're more interesting in theory than in actually playing. When you have to send someone back out the cave to go and get a splint,
I
or
mean,
something.
yeah, I mean, if it was a real dungeon crawly game, I guess it wouldn't be like that though,
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
because there'd be rules for that kind of thing. One person couldn't go and travel a week to a town to get some stuff without dying themselves.
Oh. Can I
Yeah.
loot any warpstone that might be left?
Nah, he stuffed it all in his gob.
Oh. Can I dig into his body and try and get it out of his stomach?
No, he fell into the volcano.
Ah.
Is there any
Golemed.
gold around?
You got Golemed.
He did get golemed.
You got Golemed bad.
There was no gold in the shrine. Was it melted down slag by my volcano?
Slag.
Slag.
No, unfortunately not.
Alright. Thought I'd check.
Yeah.
Did anyone else take any damage?
Dreadbark did a bit.
Nope.
Why?
Is there given that there was a bunch of like stuff from Greywater, bits and bobs, mostly probably
Yeah.
destroyed by Skaven, but if Vargi had a little poke around, would he find anything worth salvaging in this little ratty temple?
Maybe roll me a crafting check.
Well, I'd love to.
First time ever.
Oh.
Actually, yeah. What's the DN, sir?
Do a 4-2.
Here we go.
Oof.
Well, that is 4 successes. Finally, where I put all of my points.
Well, with the success of your test, you realise the answer is definitely no. But what you do feel like, what you do sense is, or what you find examining these bits, is that you definitely feel like supplies that have been coming from Greywater Fastness. There's kind of mundane stuff, but there's also some more stuff which is kind of signature Greywater tech, like they use these kind of autonomous horses as kind of beasts of burden, instead of real animals because they can't survive in the environment. So you find like a broken up version of this, where the Skaven have tried to like stick it, like destroy it and then rearrange it in like a different way.
Does it have any like marks of manufacturing? Like, would he be able to identify perhaps any known purveyors of this equipment?
I think. Come back to me on that because I can give you an answer, but I don't know for sure. So we will. Yeah, remind me. Actually, I'll put it in my notes like a good DM.
Klaus had a suggestion as well.
Yeah.
So Dreadbark, I had an idea. I thought about if I could infuse your bow with some metal, and then I could use my gift of command to upgrade your bow in battle, if you like.
Dreadbark is kind of... He's had to learn some kind of diplomatic skills because he's been in a few different sort of courts of different Sylvaneth lords, and sort of risen up the ranks a bit. And so he is good at, somewhat good at sort of being polite to people he dislikes, doing things he dislikes, suggesting things that he finds insulting, that he doesn't know them well enough to kind of automatically take it in the right fashion. But on balance, you know, this is a situation where he'd probably deal with it okay and just be like, I welcome your generosity, but Sylvaneth creations require no corrupting influences to improve their efficacy, only the skills with which we were imbued by Lawrie herself.
Understood. Let's take a rain check on that one. We'll wheel around in a week. See how you feel then.
Okay, a simple no would have sufficed.
Just pour some arrowheads into the arrowling. See what happens.
I'm gonna eventually just make your arrowling a metal contraption.
No, what's happened to you?
You'll become my pet. Turn him into the fucking Terminator.
Put horseshoes on you. Why?
Hooves. Do you have hooves? Does Sylvaneth have hooves?
No. It's kind of root feet. Like.
Yeah, hooves are more like chaos style.
Oh yeah, like or herds and that.
Yeah.
Beastmen.
Yeah. Cool. So well done for defeating that blight on the realm.
Huzzah!
Actually, if you'd have left it alone, it would have increased doom. So there you go.
Can't be doing that. We've got all our forbidden knowledge to increase doom later.
Exactly. And then once you get to 10 doom, what can you do?
Get 20 points of experience.
Fuck yeah.
What? How much is that?
No, Daryl to shout it down this time, or a lot. Yeah. Anyway, quick, we've got to do like 2 sessions.
Wait, is that a lot? 20
gold.
XP?
That's like the amount I think everyone got over the course of the whole campaign last time.
Yes, for a year.
All right then.
Which reminds me, we haven't done any short-term goals.
Yes.
Mine's always just find gold, so it's my goals for gold. So yeah.
Yeah, but I think we said like that Reddit thread you shared with me. I think they just said like you start with a nugget anyway, right? But also
yeah, it's not. Yeah, we'll figure it out. It's not. It's not enough.
You should have like people who you work for can be like, yeah, we know where to get you some gold. It's fine.
Yeah, whatever you're happy with, I'm happy with. But I'm looking for more. I tell you, I would have ransacked that blooming tank, but the Skaven were just a bit too much.
Yeah, it's a bit much, guys.
When you, just a question: when you level up, do you increase your attributes at all? Do those ever go up?
So
if you spend experience to level them up.
Yeah, you can spend XP however you want. You can increase those or your skills, or you can buy new talents and stuff. So
Nice.
There's a nice couple charts in the rulebook that kind of says how many points you need to do to get either your base stuff or your skills up.
I love Agenda.
Worth it.
when Mikey knows the rules, I feel so proud.
What is this alternative universe? I love it.
Yeah. Well, this stuff leveling up. That was stuff I was very invested in, and we spent a year doing it. So, and I've
We also spent a year doing the dice rolling and the tests. That was the wrong argument to use.
but it's clicked now. I never stopped. I always assumed I had it, so never stopped to try and get it. And every time it came up, it was in the middle of a battle, and it stopped to think, and now I've got it. It's locked in now. But I always I copy and paste those charts into my notes, so they're always there.
That's a good idea.
Quite smart.
Oh yeah, that's what I do.
So, you travel on through the Ghoul Mere, and you encounter a abnormally healthy sort of bit of woodland sticking out on the Ghoul Mere, overgrown with bright flowers and surrounded by a cloud of spores.
I summon a volcano. Kind of nice woods.
This is weird.
It's too nice. Burn it out.
Yeah, it's if you're not in combat, you can just summon them like every 5 seconds, right? Just like
Yeah.
It's great. Infinite volcanoes.
but I think Dreadbark, you would be most interested, especially going through the Ghoul Mere. It feels so probably horrible for you, and then you see this cop of life, cops of life.
Yes, indeed. I would certainly like to go and investigate it.
All right.
All right.
So, as you approach this woodland, Dreadbark, maybe you spot this, Dreadbark, before everyone else, but you feel that you're being watched, not in a malicious way, but you can sort of hear on the what's the song called that you sort of like your kind of Sylvan hive mind thing, the wind song or the
something along that line.
yeah. You can sort of see these spites.
Spirit song.
Spirit song.
Spirit song.
You hear these spites, these lesser beings, but these kind of creatures in the woods watching you and the party. And you enter into a clearing in the middle of this copse of life, and you see a branch wraith sitting upon a throne of wood made out of a tree trunk, and you can see that a blade has been plunged through her chest right down to the handle, and you can see that it's not a normal blade, it's made of some weird stone, and although she doesn't seem to be harmed by it, you can see that her kind of leaves that grow on her are constantly withering and falling from her.
Well, Dreadbark would.
And there is a pun because that's the map that I found.
Oh. Okay,
That's
what
nice.
Never look all that friendly, do they? These
they're not tiny bugs.
It's almost
Like,
as if we
this
should
is
be
my
killing them
smile.
all.
They're miserable.
Yeah, I mean the spites are not actually a real Sylvaneth thing yet, so I just found this kind of cool iconography in the book as kind of like a little token for them.
Very cool. And
Yeah.
it's one of the cooler things about Sylvaneth in general that they are not nice. Like, they are
They're vicious.
wood elfy in their philosophy, but also like pointedly more aggressive and territorial and spiteful, actually, in how they approach literally anyone that is not Sylvaneth, because they just don't trust anybody else to not be destructive and horrible.
Was one of those ones we met in the last campaign called like Spite Branch or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a nice one and a nasty one. And even the nice one wasn't that nice.
I liked Sorrow Branch. Oh. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, they had one left alive. I think.
To feel the sorrow of all the loss.
Yes. So, you make it into this area as these sprites kind of watch you, and this branch wraith bids you welcome into her grove, especially you, Dreadbark, and offers you the chance to use her grove as a place of rest, as you seem weary travellers. But those who use her grove must pay for it to continue its flourishing, and so she asks for 150 drops of Aqua Guaranis.
Oh, bugger.
From the party as a whole, or each?
Whole party.
Would this heal any wounds, or would it just be toughness?
I believe a proper rest heals. Is it one space on the wound tracker? I can double check.
I remember actually.
That is a rule I've not memorised. I've never needed to know it before.
Yeah, you never taken a wound ever. Aelin, rest.
You did take wounds. You nearly died.
No, did I?
When you chased that Skaven down the tunnel.
No,
No, I think I almost lost all my toughness, I think. I don't think I...
It was quite spicy. I think you got hit by some nasty spells, yeah.
I think it probably just felt worse. That was probably the first time I'd actually ever been in danger. But yeah, I don't think it was near death.
It is one space. It's all your toughness in one space on the wound track.
When you say one space, it means just one wound.
Yes, one wound, yeah.
One step up from whatever wound you're currently on.
Okay.
Will Dreadbark receive any additional healing from this environment?
It doesn't say so.
Do I get any bonuses for not setting off a volcano?
Are you all frozen for me?
Put the volcano in her pool.
Yeah, exactly. Make it like a hot tub.
Make some obsidian.
Okay,
Nice.
a thermal spa, eh?
There's how much we chipping. I don't mind chipping in like a more substantial amount as I need most healing. So I'll put in 50 drops if you guys cover the rest.
Yeah.
Vargi harumphs and states that he's not giving any drops to the silver, and quotes, he's like, well, if you actually check the Ledgers of Trade Rule 74B Writ 7, it actually states here in the code that you should not be giving any payment for services you do not receive, and I do not believe I have received any services here, so...
Well, I've received a lot of services, so I'm going to pay quite a lot if that's all right with you, me old lad.
Absolutely, you should honour the contract that you've made here to receive those services.
Well, that's fantastic.
You're going to help Sichuan write up an agreement with this branch.
You know what? Actually, he will. He will. He produces a notebook, and what is basically a quill, but somehow it's fancier. Like it's like a mechanical quill that it's really just a fountain pen, but the tip extends with a little puff of steam.
Nice.
And he outlines the terms of the agreement, which is that the members of the party that require services of the Sylvaneth will blah 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 blah, and encourages all to sign it.
Sichuan size.
Dreadbark sort of looks on this with a utterly bewildered expression. Like, honestly has no conception of what it is you're trying to achieve. And is also just faintly offended by the fact that you've just got like slices of tree in your pocket and you're just making marks on them for no reason.
Says, "Oh, don't worry there, Dreadbark. It's synthetic."
That is comforting, but I have no need of such.
Yeah, I'm assuming that the Sylvaneth are a moneyless society as well. They just rely on trust and they would never harm each other. So
Well, it's more like it's just there's just no question that Dreadbark would
inconceivable.
contribute to this grove anyway, whether he was being given healing or not.
Yeah. All right. So Sichuan's paying in 50.
I'll chip some in.
I'll do
God,
50.
get the beers in.
How much? How much is it overall?
Well, since Vargi's
150.
not paying, it's 50 each.
Yeah, I'll do 50.
Vargi looks on, a little perplexed, like not annoyed in any way, and tucks his contract book away and says, "You know, the contract is there to protect both the vendor and the customer. So if this comes back to bite you later, don't complain."
I feel certain Lady Alariel will protect all parties in this.
Apart from those who don't offer anything.
No, them too.
He offered to mediate.
It's like, are you up to date with what we do in the shadows? Because there's a bit where
Haven't seen any of the TV show actually.
Nandor.
It's on my list
I'm
forever.
a bit behind.
Okay, because Nandor has that genie, and him and
Yes.
he wants to have the biggest penis in the world, and Guillermo's like, wait, he might like put it on your face or like put it on top of your original penis, so it might make it really like huge so it crushes you. And he's like, so they end up having to write a whole contract of like clauses like which can and can't be.
All right, I'll watch more. Is it on season 3 or season 2? Most recent.
That was like season 4, I think.
What?
It's
Fuck. Are you serious?
it's on Disney Plus, yeah.
It's all on Disney Plus. It can't be on
Yeah.
season 4.
Wait, there's a season 4?
Yeah.
I thought it was all on iPlayer, my bad.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Watch that soon then.
No, it's not on iPlayer anymore. It's on Disney.
Mad.
Yeah,
I'll watch it tomorrow.
it's well good. And Colin Robinson's like a baby, right? As well.
What?
Okay, now I'm getting spoilers.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Okay, fine.
I think I've only watched as far as when. He's a vampire, and he doesn't want to know he's a vampire now. Is that just season 2?
A vampire killer, you mean? Hunter.
No, Guillermo gets turned into a. Oh, vampire hunter. Yes, that's
Yeah,
it.
he's like a descendant of Van Helsing. Yeah, it's hilarious.
Literally, one of the biggest jokes of the show is that Guillermo doesn't ever get turned into a vampire.
Well, oh yes, good point. So, all right.
Yeah.
Goodness.
It's funny though.
Yeah, nerd.
Because now it's like when it gets brought up when Nandor's like, oh yes, I keep forgetting about that. Oh yeah. Anyway, I could keep going on, but how great it is. But we shall continue as you manage to have a good rest for the first time since being on the Harbinger of Trouble. Vargi, do you manage to rest soundly, sort of with your legally binding contract in place, or do you feel like maybe they're not the ones who might honour it? Maybe.
I think he feels fine about the situation. No one actually was interested enough to sign his contract, so he's just sort of bemused that none of the people involved in this transaction would want the security of the agreement, and it is more just pondering the other races and their lack of precision in these matters.
I didn't realise we were meant to sign it as well. I'll sign it if it's still signable.
I don't think the branch witch does.
The branch witch didn't sign it, so he.
Okay.
He just tucked it back away
Yeah.
and filed it in a different part of his notebook.
Yeah.
Well, even the most roguish of Dwarden would keep a detailed log of such things.
Yeah, this notebook is turning into more of a file of facts at this point. Like, you've got sections, you've got filing.
It's like so he's got like quite a big ether rig on that's like powered and powers his weapons and things. And I think within his like the backpack part of the rig, he's got a little button that he presses and it just like pops out and it's like a ledger.
Do you have a ledger of grudges as well?
Oh yes, but he won't tell you where that's stored.
Is that his prison pocket?
Secret button.
I've only watched the first 2 episodes of season 2. How can they be on season 4? That's ridiculous. Ugh.
It's been going on for a long time.
Good.
Well, maybe.
It might just be my next show.
Yeah.
Very good.
Put on my list forever.
I
The film is
didn't know-
incredible.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was season 4. I was in the same boat as Lawrie.
Yeah, I only know it because the US, it came out in the US months ago, so I've been waiting for it to arrive.
Arrive.
Cool. So you do manage to get somewhat of a rest, although spending time in the grove, as you sort of are able to kind of look around a bit, as you rest up, you do notice there are some sort of shapes up against some of the tree trunks in the grove, and you recognize them to be corpses, human corpses, pinned to the trunks. And those of you who have been to Greywater Fastness will recognize the uniforms that they're wearing, which are the Grey Cap Guards, which is the Free Guild regiment of Greywater Fastness.
So again, so we've got dead people who are the guards of Greywater Fastness.
Gonna get out my pipe and start smoking. Try and not look at the bodies.
Do we have no humans in the group, do we?
Klaus.
Yeah, me.
Oh, it's you. Fair enough.
All of them.
God. That's very...
Who notices these bodies?
You all would if you, since you're spending. They're hard to notice if you like spending more than 10 minutes there.
But not all of us necessarily know these are the guards of Greywater Fastness.
Correct. You would notice that there's some sort of Free Guild soldiery, but you wouldn't know they're.
How many bodies are there?
I would say only a few, 3 or 4.
Do I recognize any of them, like personally?
No, I don't think you would.
Okay. Well, I'll take. Do I have any coins, like copper coins or anything?
No, the currency is all Aquagairanis.
Okay.
Sichuan has a nugget of gold.
What? You leave my nugget alone.
Vargi just ushers to the rest of the party, sort of, in that sort of casual manner when you're in a place and you need to have a little chit chat, but you don't really want to make a scene of it.
Yeah.
Sort of walking around being like, I think we could probably do just with a little team tete-a-tete.
A sidebar.
Anyone like to pop over and have a little seat on one of these stones and have a quick chat?
yes. Well,
Yeah. I think that'd be a bit of good use. That would.
Don't look suspicious there, Klaus. It's gonna be fine. Stop looking around.
Mm,
Smoke the pipe.
the same look after escaping those storm vermin kind of washes over him. Yeah, it doesn't bode well.
So you've all seen the guests, haven't you?
Mm,
I think.
yes.
Do we know where they would have come from? They seem like they're good working fellas.
They're just hanging in.
Stick around.
I'm not sure they are.
I think Captain Heinz, who is still here,
Good.
he sort of mutters as well to you, looks around really nervously, as the spites kind of like do kind of a sort of a melancholic song in the trees around him, and he says, "Those are the uniforms of the Free Guild Regiment, the Grey Caps. They are Greywater Fastness's foremost Free Guild Regiment. I don't know what they would be doing so far out here, but it looks like we should not stick around to join their fate."
It certainly seems a dangerous place to be, but I am curious as to how they got here. And why they're dead.
Well, I see no reason to be secretive about it. Let us ask the branch wraith.
I was going to say we've got.
Well
a
volunteered,
certain-
Dreadbark. I'm sure you'll have some sort of accord.
I mean,
Don't
we
really
could rummage through the bodies and, try and pull for some evidence or something to get an idea, but I'm not sure if the spirits around us would be happy with that.
Well, you'd probably notice if we were doing that. I think.
Please
Yeah.
refrain from.
Fondling the dead. Is that what you were going to say?
I wouldn't
I'll
say
fondle who I want.
filtering, filliping.
Pilfering, ransacking,
Oh, it's really annoying.
pilfering.
From messing with the humans until we have spoken with the branch wraith. I'm sure that there's a simple explanation for why humans have turned up dead in this grove. Perhaps they attacked it.
Hmm. Is it common knowledge that Sylvaneth kind of venture out every now and then out of their forests and stuff to go and kill?
So the common knowledge, I mean, since you are from Greywater Fastness, it's quite handy that you can kind of know all this stuff. And I guess as well, if you ask Captain Heinz as well, he will tell you that the road going through the Ghoul Mere was the deal made between the Sylvaneth and Greywater Fastness. The Greywater Fastness stick to that road going in and out, and they leave everything else alone. But if anyone else is caught off the road, they're essentially fair game.
Right.
So you
Okay.
but also, the Greywater Fastness people will assume that the Sylvaneth will attack them anyway, and they'll break the deal because they want to kill people because they're horrible, vindictive creatures. So maybe you've heard that. Maybe you're like, yeah, they could have just seen some humans and decided to kill them for fun. That's what we think of Sylvaneth.
I'll relay that to the party. Yeah.
So you just like they could have just lost their way on patrol or something, or been
I don't
attacked
think there's
by
any-
anything.
I don't think there's any, reason to start a fight over this. I think we just report our findings when we get to Greywater Fastness, if anything, and then act on it then.
Right, works for me. I'm not going to die over some dead Omgate.
Well, I will speak with the branch wraith anyway, and if it comes up, it comes up.
Yeah, it's a bit troubling that they would just murder people, even if they were wandering around. But they've been helpful so far.
Given that we've been kind of rude so far and just kind of sat to the
We
side,
paid them loads of money. What are you talking about?
conversation,
Sylvaneth aren't the most conversational though, right?
already
So-
talking to it.
Yeah.
Dreadbark would like to go and approach the branch wraith and
Okay.
bow his head just a little in a respectful greeting
Okay.
and say, "My Lady of the Wraiths, thank you for your hospitality. I must ask, how did you get that sword in you?" He has these strange outbursts where he talks different. It's very strange.
She says, a time ago, a group of the humans came to remove us from this grove. One carried this blade. I cannot remove it. It is made of cycle stone. It comes from one of the beasts of the forest we know well, and know its dangers.
Do you think if we kill it, we could loot the sword?
The answer is yes.
Good to
No,
know.
this changes things.
It changes everything.
Do I know about? Do most people know about cycle stone?
So I think you would. Anyone with a good nature check may do. I'm just trying to see. So there is a beast. What is it called? Oh yeah, so a cockatrice is a beast that has cycle stone, or it can make cycle stone, or some weird. I don't know how, but it's like eyes emit out of it and stuff, and so I think it has like kind of like an anti nature property. So some kind of vindictive, zealous kind of person must have made to try to make a sword out of it to kill some Sylvaneth with. And this is why she sort of can't grow and keeps wilting.
Awesome. I think we should take that.
The very thought that anyone would deliberately create something from this parasitic material repulses me. Is there nothing we can do to help you, my lady?
You have done what you can with your gift. This will continue to let the grove stay for as long as we can.
Kinda nudge Vargi and whisper to him. So you think we could melt that thing down and add it to our weapons or something like that?
I'd certainly be interested in experiments, you know. Different materials and their properties.
Exactly. We could
You
do
have
some research
stone.
on it. Research for the Empire. Well,
Say, I wonder, Klaus, you like turning things into gold, don't you? I wonder if that could have an interesting effect on this stone.
yes. Maybe then we could pull it out. And then it would turn back after. Very wise, Vargi. Very
You might be
wise.
a hero for saving the grove.
Right.
Think of it, Klaus. The cycle stone hero.
Klaus of
Lord of the
Kroppenleben, the hair.
I think as you're like talking, getting louder and louder, these kind of spites are starting to almost like vibrate in the air around you, like this hissing noise, as they sort of intuit your malicious intent.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna
Malicious.
Which the
I'm
branch
gonna
wraith
make my
will
way to
also
the
know
branch
because will
wraith.
be in the spirit song.
I'm gonna make my way to the branch wraith and, humbly suggest that I may be able to remove the sword from them, if they would like me to. And all I ask in return is the sword, to keep the sword.
She just looks at you kind of impassively and says, if the blade was removed, then I would die, as would this grove and my children. But thank you for the offer.
A transmuter!
Even though it is born of greed.
Oh, God damn it. I kind of turned back to Vargi and any ideas?
No, I think I'm fresh out of ideas that don't involve, I don't know, destroying the grove, killing all the people. It's just stone anyway.
Okay, we might be back for that. See ya.
Dreadbark glares at both of them and then turns back to the branch wraith and says, "So I take it that these human remains were the raiders you spoke of who did this to you.
She glances around as if she's kind of even forgot they were there, and just nods.
I see. My companions here say that they are from a company of fighters from the human city that they call Greywater Fastness. Are you aware of that place?
Yeah, when you mention the name, she just like hisses, and all the spikes kind of yeah.
I see. I have one last request of you, my lady. I have carried these seedlings with me from the Great Mother that rained down upon us many days ago in our journey. I ask that I may plant them in your in your grave. May plant them in your grove.
Plant them in your grove.
Plant them in your grave. That they may grow stronger over time. Plant them in your grove that they may add to its beauty and its vivaciousness.
It is. I accept your gift, brother.
Just kind of plucks all these
Yeah.
little weird cuttings out of his hair and armpits and stuff, and kind of
Nice.
bows a little bit to the branch wraith, and then just sort of has a little pot around the pond and plants them in different spots around the pond so they look all nice.
Nice. And I think she like takes a like massive clawed hand, dips it in the pond, and like sprinkles kind of the waters onto the seeds. And the rest of the pond.
Yay!
All the
I
cogs.
got a short-term goal.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Oh, it was to basically plant my own plants in a grove, or plant a new life, a new grove of life in this area.
Nice.
Heck, well played.
Nice. And all the cogsmiths are like, what the bloody hell's going on?
Are we going or what?
I wish they'd just kill us, to be honest.
My wife back in Greywater Fastness. Probably sleeping with the bloke next door.
Hang about. Strike a light. He's made of wood.
Don't strike a light. Scratch that.
Not like that. Alright. Well, you leave the grove feeling refreshed. Still wounded, but refreshed. And you're setting up camp overnight. And during the night, watching the nearby tree line, you begin to think your tired eyes are deceiving you. It's almost as if the forest is moving all on its own. From the darkness and the foul bracken emerges a massive walking tree. You take a moment to realise that this is likely a Sylvaneth tree lord, an 18-foot tall ancient being known to be leaders and warlords of the Sylvaneth groves. You scurry to your feet and begin waking the rest of the camp. Weapons are raised, torches are lit and brandished. The party and the survivors spread out to surround the massive Sylvaneth. Close to the fire, you notice that this tree lord has already been nearly burnt to a charcoal. I do not come here to fight, and I come alone. He speaks in a hollow voice, sounding almost singed. You are at the edge of a great danger. If you value your lives, listen to me.
Just kill him. Burn the tree.
Prince. Foolish tinkerer.
I have a picture. Where is it? Ah, there you go. So yeah, what do you do?
Dreadbark
eyes
immediately.
flash a
Oh,
white
sorry, no, this will
golden
be fun.
colour.
What does Klaus do?
I'm ready to kill and maim. Fucking hate these trees, man.
Why do you hate these trees?
Because they're fucking assholes. They killed my brethren, man. Fuck these guys.
Not your brethren, they were just soldiers.
Yeah, exactly.
They
Humies.
just They're just humans, right? Not to be mean to
Puny
humans. They're just
Yeah.
humans.
Imagine what our bosses will think when we return with a tree lord's head.
I think the fact we've got a silver knife in the party is probably going to cause a bit of friction for that.
So it's quite a frown.
Dreadbark, rather predictably, will just sort of try to give the rest of the party a kind of commanding yet pacifying look, and kind of I don't know if they kneel. I don't think Sylvaneth really kneel as a thing, but would just say, "You honour us with your presence, my lord."
Yeah, I mean he's already like over twice your height as well. So
yeah, there's not really much point.
You can also Dreadbark. You can do a intimidation or intuition test to sort of calm the party down. If you,
I'll go with intuition to try and kind of just by my very being and nature, kind of symbolize to the party that like this thing is not going to hurt us, especially because it just said it wasn't.
yeah.
But I could also just fail this check, which would be much funnier. What's the dun?
5-1. There you go. Yeah, so you even though Captain Heinz has like jumped up and he's wielding his pistol, and eyeing up the Tree Lord very warily, obviously, because it's this huge Sylvaneth. And he signals to the cogsmiths who have all like scrambled to grab their axes and stuff. And he sort of waves them down and he says, "Hold your fire. Let us wait and see what our friend Dreadbark has to say. Maybe we do not need to come to blows."
Yeah, Dreadbark will kind of like nod appreciatively at the captain, then turn back to the Tree Lord and say, "Yes, you honour us with your presence and counsel, my lord. What is this creature? Is it what has enacted the horrible damage that your bark has received?"
Are you talking about the Great Danger?
Yes.
Yes. He says, "The danger that I speak of is not one single thing, but a vast entity of evil. You are heading towards the city that the Songless call Greywater. I'm here to tell you that it is under siege by the rat kind. To approach the city will surely mean to sacrifice your lives. But if you wish, I can lead you off the Ghoul Mere and back to the one road."
You are gracious indeed, but I fear our mission lies in the city, foul though it may be, and besieged. The great Lady Alariel herself dispatched me there, and the rest of my company are soul-bound to the God King Sigmar. We cannot turn back.
He says, "I cannot convince you to not join the fight, as I have done. But I would also not see you die upon this Ghoul Mere. I will lead you to the one road in the morning, if that is something that you will agree to."
If you are willing and able, and if it will aid our journey to the city, then we would be most grateful, my lord.
"Then I shall do so. May I join you until Heish rise.
It would be my honor. Fellows, come forth and meet the Tree Lord, one of the eldest and greatest of my brethren. What is your name, my lord, that we may travel together as companions? Pals, if you will.
He says, the songless, they name me Charred Yew.
Charlie.
I whisper to the other guys, are we going to trust this tree, really?
Well, we've already got a pretty good tree companion. We trust him quite a lot. I don't know why we wouldn't trust this
Yeah,
guy.
but that, we just ran into a she tree and we just killed a bunch of men.
Yeah, but men get up to all kinds of shenanigans, don't they? They get in places they shouldn't be. I like the cut of his bark.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do.
These men, they get up in all kinds of places.
Men.
I'm sure we could fashion some reagents from him if it did come to that. Just saying.
I hear Charred Bark makes some excellent potions.
Hell yeah.
I think
What say you,
Char-
Vargi?
Oh, I'm happy to walk with the large tree fellow. No problem whatsoever if it aids us in our journey. After all, I'm learning a little bit about Sylvaneth. Why not learn some more?
But if I'm traveling with him, can I be sat on his shoulder?
Oh, like Pippin.
Like Merry and Pippin.
Yeah. No, that will not be permissible.
Well, you've not even asked him.
You may feel free to ask the Lord if you wish.
Go on, Mr. Tree.
Yeah, Klaus. I think you see him Charred Yew when he like goes to sit nearby, and he just takes out his huge sword that's like double the size of you and just kind of plants it into the swamp as he sits down and kind of looks at you as you kind of whisper about harvesting him like some sort of
Just curious, okay? I wasn't going to go through with it, actually. You know, it was just a Sigmarite joke.
A wizard should know better.
I think you're probably going to get yourself turned into some sort of organic reagent yourself, Klaus, if you're not careful.
Yeah.
Well, my wonder for, the unknown and knowledge, does get me in trouble, but there you go.
I'm really enjoying the Klaus Dreadbark bounce at the moment. It's great.
It's like, can I fuck with the tree? No.
Classic bounce.
But Dad,
This tree? What about this tree?
I'm just gonna get a felling axe when I get to Greywater Fastness.
Yeah, well, it's going to be the opposite in Greywater Fastness, because Dreadbark's going to be like, I destroy this machine. No.
No, you don't do that.
Try and break the dam to flood my eyes and guard.
It has cogs. It's using power to make things happen. That's heresy.
Yeah. Cool. So the night passes. Do you converse with Charred Yew? Do you ask him any questions, or do you?
So how old are you?
I'm just going to grab a drink.
Just check
He
the ring.
says to the tree lord.
Yeah. Yeah. Vargi's like sifting the swamp water through his sort of filtering mechanisms. Yeah. Charred Yew says he sort of looks at you and almost does like a weak smile and says, I am old enough to remember this land before even the Chaos invasion happened.
Ooh, that's really
What the
old.
fuck?
Yeah. That's like pre-Realmgate Wars.
It's many ages ago.
Yeah. He says, I was a different being then.
Were you always this big, or did you eat your greens and, grow big and strong from a little sapling?
We don't eat greens. We eat them, they don't grow.
I love it as Dreadbark's on the other side of the tree lord, just being like, "We don't do that. Stop saying that. I'm so sorry, my lord. He doesn't mean that."
Stop embarrassing me in front of my new friend.
Rude.
Oh, tree friend.
Yeah. Permission to speak.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep asking these really like benign, annoying questions.
Yeah. We we didn't receive any messages, and we definitely did not eat this delicious.
Dreadbark definitely did not kill this delicious quiverling.
Now Mikey's gonna have to go watch Blackadder again.
Yeah,
Yeah, you guys are good bunch.
it's got to be done.
Yeah.
Done.
What do you think of the tree lord, Sichuan? You're quiet over there.
Well, I'm just shaking it all in, really. Sichuan's only interest is in. Well, first of all, we wanted to ask about whether we ran into a bunch of other of your folk, and they seem to have done a few misdemeanors to some human guards. I don't know if you know much about that or why they would have attacked human guards of the Greywater.
He says, "It saddens me that in the face of so many enemies that we spill the blood of allies. But there are those of my kind who are angry. Very angry. I believe that those in Greywater are also just the same. My people and your people have a very uneasy existence in this realm. As you can see what they have done to it." And he kind of gestures to like the wasteland around you. "Some of my kind believe solely in revenge."
Revenge.
That's clear.
If I may, my lord, what do you think is to be done? What is the best that Sylvaneth can do in this land that has been ravaged first by the Chaos Hordes and now by the industry of so-called cities of Sigmar?
Vargi finally perks up from having his little ale on a rock somewhere. As like, hey, what?
So cold?
Just getting your little piston, like there's in the pubs where they have the little glass cleaners. They shoot the water.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You do that.
I like to think that like the rig that he has all sorts of ridiculous little gadgets like that, and you don't really know where they come from. It's a bit Inspector Gadgety.
Yes. He's very sufficient.
Do you have a mechadendrite?
I mean, it's as close as.
Nice. Do you have a one for cutlery?
Oh yeah.
Just
He doesn't have any cutlery, but he does have an ether saw. That even for like, because being a precision tool, he'll still just cut his meals up with it because he can.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
And of course a spork.
Yes.
Gotta have a sport.
Fine invention.
Steam spork.
Ingenious combination of two completely different purposes fused in harmony. Beautiful.
I imagine
I'll use my gift of command on your spork. Powered.
It was Yarg Ironside who invented the spark back in 31 of the Common Age.
Yeah, Vargi's having a great time. All the cogsmiths are listening to Vargi, like willing to learn from his great knowledge.
Oh yeah, he's kind of loving it, right? He's chatting about all his 15 years in the Arcanauts Academy.
It's like being back on the ship, isn't it?
I think what he's probably finding is that he was a student for a long time and an adventurer and things, but he's never been like the superior in like knowledge and intellect among the other Dwarden. So with all of the relative adepts of the humans, he's spinning his knowledge and like, oh yes, he's thinking in his head, I am actually pretty smart. Nice.
You asked him a question about what he sees as a solution, right?
Yeah. Sorry. Yes.
So he is quiet for maybe nearly a whole
Millennia.
minute. Yeah.
2 days.
Tree Lord time's different to our time.
Yeah.
Hours pass.
And he sort of like fiddles with his kind of twigs and the kind of his little bird nest where his eye used to be. And when he finally speaks, he says, "We must prevent bloodshed between allies where possible, and we must keep pushing the Greywater to reduce their incessant production and pollution of this realm. We keep the uneasy truce, but there is no denying that their tools of war are poisoning this land. There must be ways for Sigmar to fight his wars without it, as the Sylvaneth do."
Do you know? It's not been any of your photos who's been. I can tell you, I get the sense you're not very happy with the old Greywater Fastness and what they're producing, but it's not been your photo who've stopped it from all being produced altogether, have you?
Sorry, I don't understand your accent. What was that?
Well, it was going to be pirate, and now it's gone a bit West Country, so it's all a bit of a mess, really.
Yeah, what was it? I'm sorry, I didn't actually understand what you said.
That's so racist to the West Country.
Good.
I'm not sure it's.
You're such a middle class elite of the Queen's speech. What I said was.
This is Bristol, darling. You don't talk like that.
No, darling. I said it's not the Sylvaneth who's been stopping all the traffic coming out of Greywater.
He shakes his head and says, "The cannons from the city and the Skaven have not ceased for weeks. The siege has been ongoing. This would be the cause of
That sounds like that sounds pretty likely, I suppose. As you were then.
Wait, so you came from Greywater Fastness. You were fighting there just now. Is that correct?
No, I have not raised my blade in anger for some millennia, but I have seen from a distance, and I have heard the noise, and I have seen the bloodshed from afar."
So you'd rather just let the Skaven kill everyone? You just wait and watch?
There is nothing that I can do.
I beg to differ. You're a huge fucking tree. With a massive fuck off sword. Hello?
He says, "I have won many battles, young human, and the enemy always returns."
Yes, but inaction's worse, surely.
I feel like we're in Rings of Power. This is great. Hang on, he's got an actual
Is
bullet.
is
point.
Klaus Galadriel?
Yeah.
Has everyone watched Ring of Powers?
Yes.
Was that yes from everyone?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I've said 3 or something, but I got massively spoilt when just searching the.
Oh no.
It's terrible. I was just searching one of the cast members, that very handsome sea captain.
Yeah.
I was pretty sure he was in the TV show Coupling, so I just searched for just Lord of the Rings of Power, and the cast list just says Halbrand / Sauron. Just as you search it,
That's a real shit of that.
just like first thing, just search Rings of Power. It's just there. It's not like you have to dig in who's who. Just cast list. Bam. It's bizarre, man.
Oh,
Really
that fucking
bizarre.
sucked, man.
Yeah, it's not on to have it in the cast list. I don't have much
No.
sympathy for spoiler whining in general at this point because it's been a little while. But cast list on a wiki type article.
What? Just Google. First result on Google. Didn't even go into Wikipedia. Just like straight there as soon as you search it. It's very weird.
Screen rant. Fuck screen rant.
Anyway, I'm loving it. But yeah, a few more.
I feel your pain. I had it spoiled for me only like one episode before because I saw a meme, a meme.
Amazing. Yeah.
It was some sort of you thought you accidentally fell in love with Sauron meme. And I was like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Because all the grognards were getting annoyed about it.
Well, I'm still on episode 4, but yeah, it's a bit of a shame. I'm loving it though. It's great.
It is great.
how are you getting on with Andor?
No, we don't have time for that.
I'm also way behind on Andor, so I'm gonna put a moratorium on Andor.
I still get
I think the
tweets
creators
popping
are
up.
moratorium on Andor.
I still get tweets popping up, just being like people being like, "I can't believe how good Andor is. This is crazy."
It's very strange. I can't figure it out.
You have to get
Let
to,
us know in the comments what you think of Andor.
yeah, Mikey. You have to at least watch the episodes with Andy Serkis in because he's fucking brilliant.
I've seen it on Raven. I will carry on watching. There's been far too much like absolute love for it, so I must have missed something.
Well, I think Laurie's disconnected, so Charred Yew doesn't. I don't have to win that argument with Charred Yew. He just agrees to disagrees. Young one, you will never understand in your lifetime. So then, in the morning, as promised, he.
Do we cover any more wounds from that rest?
No, it's not a very good rest, I'm afraid. Not very
Rude.
restful.
Very
It's
rude.
like in Avernus, you know, like you
Oh,
only
God,
rest
I
in
remember
special
that.
places.
Oh, that was really tiresome, but also added to the scariness of where you are.
Yeah,
Indeed.
even if you had like a giant Mad Max death buggy, or 3 by the end, I can't remember.
I think it was 2, I think.
Yeah,
That was good.
not enough souls to feed it though. To feed them all.
That was a pretty wild time. I'll hand it to D&D for that one.
Always.
Yeah, it was a really good adventure actually.
Hello.
Hello.
One of the better books.
Where have you gone?
My internet dead.
Dead.
I'm back.
Alright. So, treading through the Ghoul Mere, you hear the sounds of the siege well before you see it. Cracks of thunderous artillery, the shimmering and glass-shattering sounds of magic being cast on a large scale, distant howls and screams all mix into one background rumbling cacophony. Soon you emerge from the toxic jungle and come upon the first artificial structure you've seen in a while, a wood and stone bridge crossing a wide river. This is the one road, Charred Yew explains. The way north leads back to the Realm Gate, to the south your city. But you barely hear his words, stricken by what you witness in the distance. An open plain of uneven, noxious swampland leads up to the massive outer walls of Greywater Fastness. An angry horde of Skaven and their twisted war machines are throwing themselves at the wall, and the city's bombardments are swatting them off. The number of rat men you see is uncountable. In addition to this, you see along the road these sort of strange blue lights that line it. And Charred Yew explains to you that these are the wards that keep the people safe on the road from the things that lurk in the Ghoul Mere. Supposedly planted by Lawrie herself as part of her treaty.
Can I just say, I assumed when we were tasked on this mission, but they had no idea what was going on. It was going to be like very like subtle and sly. Feels like this couldn't have been like a big confusion. What's causing the delay? It's like,
Oh, you mean
I also thought it would be a bit like getting to Ambelgard, like, ooh, what's going on? What's happened to production?
wow, war. Yeah.
I guess there couldn't be an explanation for the whole city to shut down, and it'd be like not very obvious.
Oh, I mean, it's fantastic. It's just not not what I expected.
Nice. Dreadbark, you notice that Charred Yew his demeanour changes as he kind of looks on at this site as well. And he kind of breaks his sort of turns away from it, as if he can't witness it any longer. And he sort of bids farewell to you as he starts stalking back into the Ghoul Mere. And as he sort of goes, he says that I do not agree with your methods, but I wish you well. I hope that you are able to bring peace to this city and change its ways. Young Dreadbark, I hope this the most for you.
Dreadbark sort of bows a little bit as before, and the rest of the party just kind of hears a sort of slightly otherworldly whistling in the air, as if there's been a sudden gust of wind in the direction of where the Tree Lord is walking away.
Yep. Nice.
Send him a message.
It's DMing him. Yo, bro, you got Emerson. Klaus is just looking utterly defeated, looking at the infinite waves of, fucking Skaven. All is lost.
Right.
Denethor.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well.
Free from your lives. Klaus,
Could really do with a saga, a Sichuan saga right now.
Well, let me tell you a story.
No.
What?
Pappy Sichuan, tell Klaus a bedtime story.
Sichuan, have you got any of those tales about how a bold group of 4 travelers managed to fight their way through unnumbered hordes of Skaven to save the city? Do you have any of those?
You could call us a fellowship.
I'm afraid no such undertaking has happened before successfully in all the sagas I know of. It does not bode well, my friends, but we shall try as hard as we can.
Oh, you'd surely like to record one of your own, perhaps.
Well, indeed, this will be a saga for the ages. We'll write our own tales and tell our own stories, if we survive.
Klaus slumps again after that.
I like the idea of Sichuan starting out like really kind of bright-eyed and naive, and then is slowly becoming more jaded and kind of despairing as the story goes along.
Exactly. Oh, it was all going so well.
Can't even
I'm going to write such poetry about this.
Like the depressed and depressing bard is one of the best character
yeah.
archetypes, I think.
Go full Byron on this.
Yeah. All right, I like it. I see the arc developing.
Nice.
Wait, are you going to get more depressed, and is Klaus going to become more courageous?
I hope so.
Couldn't get any less.
Dreadbark starts getting really into NFTs. It's
Yeah. Oh, all the stuff about the yeah. What is it? All the. Why is it so bad for the environment? Is it just because it's literally just?
I can
Or
make
it's
my
just
own
'cause
coins.
Crypto mining,
Yeah.
high energy requirements.
Yeah.
I could make my own coins and then transmute them. Klaus
Nice.
coin. Klaus coin.
Oh, please be like a crypto bro.
Yeah. Alchemical crypto.
I mean, if I had anyone in the party down for being a crypto bro, Klaus would be the one.
Yeah. Photo.
Pump and
Yeah.
dump, pump and dump.
all I need to do is sell some crypto to these idiots in Greywater Fastness.
It's literally what he did in Hammerhall.
That sounds like a fantastic long-term goal. Mint your own Greywater Fastness crypto NFT collection.
Get everyone in, and then I sell everything of mine, cause it to crash.
And then the Steam Lords come after you and try and kill you for like
Um,
having
Yeah,
a rival
I'm
currency.
so down making a Bitcoin
if you want to watch
pyramid
a
scheme.
really kind of terrible but quite entertaining but yet also informative docu-series, I watched all 3 episodes of on Netflix. There's a show called Eat the Rich, the GameStop saga.
Oh yeah.
I need to
And
watch that.
it's awful. It's so bad and weird. But me and my sister watched all of it in an evening, and it's fascinating to really actually understand exactly how it all works in the timeline and stuff. It's a fucking awful show. Like, wow. But if you find yourself like really wanting like a zero brain activity way to spend a couple of hours, I actually do recommend it.
Wait, so is it a good show about an awful and depressing thing, or is it a bad show about an awful and depressing thing?
It's a very informative program presented in a very strange and adolescent way. It's like the show itself is a beam, but it's also does go through the whole thing. It's hard to explain, but give it a go. Anyway, I wish I'd made thousands on Game Stonks.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that was a pretty bad tangent, wasn't it? Sorry.
You are haggard and hungry, and you know that supplies are scant. Unless you're Milo and you don't even want to pretend that supplies are scant. The Ghoul Mere around you won't provide anything safe to survive on apart from firewood to keep you warm. In the eyes of your companions and the Cogfort's remaining survivors, you see the grim truth of your shared situation, that in order to survive, you must make it past the walls of the city, even with the Skaven forces in your way. You are protected for the moment, surrounded by the relative safety of the ghost lights. You have some time to plan your inevitable assault, but you know that you shouldn't linger on the one road for long. The ghost lights may hold back the dead, but you feel they won't do much against ratmen and whatever beasts lurk nearby.
Well, if food's running out, we do have these extra dwarves around us, right? Do they have much meat on them?
No, Laura, this is not...
Excuse me, Umgi? What was that?
This isn't your...
Yeah, I must have
lizard man.
misheard you there. It sounded like you were talking about eating dwarves.
Just a bit. I mean, if worst comes to worst, I'm just theorizing here. You've got to be realistic.
I'm not actually going to do it. I don't really do it. I'm just saying, you know.
Look, now I can live with transmuting evil swords and removing them and destroying groves, but I draw the line at eating Dwarden.
We just passed up all my desecrated men. All my brethren.
We asked about it. We checked in. It seemed like it was all fine.
Well, it seemed to be... Oh, I suppose so.
Well, they probably got themselves killed, which is what you're going to do, Klaus, if you start eyeing up any of my fellow dwarves, even though Sichuan does sound delicious, I know.
There's that gold, it's rather tempting.
It's the province, not the food.
It's his glistening beard.
It's that flaky gold stuff people pay too much money for their food for no reason.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes, a gold-coated
What's that
steak, yes, please.
gold slick vodka, was it? Yeah, well, it was just
So-
an idea. Anyway, I won't do it. You have my word.
Luckily, Captain Heinz is looking through his... No, not periscope or binoculars. What is it?
Spyglass.
Telescope.
Spyglass.
Spyglass. Should have remembered from Sea of Thieves. And he's sort of looking at the city, and he comes back to you and he says, the road that we are on, the one road, heads towards the main gate of Greywater Fastness. It will not open during the siege, not even for us. So I propose that we head towards one of the other gates. And then he points to the west of the main gate. And you can kind of see like the remnants of a road, but just been like bombed to shit with craters, and it's hardly there at all. and he gets a stick and he starts like drawing in the sand, and he's saying, Greywater Fastness is designed to be like the spoke of a wheel. There are roads going straight into the center and leading outwards. This is the way that they maximize production and transport of goods. And he sort of does one line like this, and he says, this is the one road that we are not going to be able to get inside. And then the next spoke along it, and he says, but this, it is in fact called Spoke Road number 2. They are very imaginative, these Duardin, as you know. He says, if we are able to get closer to this side and create a signal for them to help us get inside, then they should be able to let us in without too many Skaven following us.
Captain, I'm something of a tactician myself, and there's just one thing I'd like to add to your plan, and that is that a rigorous naming system, coded so that everyone may understand what road is what, is actually very sensible.
So you
won't be able to see because his eyes are made from wood, but Dreadbark rolls his eyes.
Are you saying you need a new name, or you're happy with the name?
No, he's stating the name is not to be mocked. It makes perfect
Okay.
sense, and
Yeah.
everyone understands
Oh,
what
I
it
see.
is,
Yeah.
because they have a numerical system.
Yeah.
Spoke Avenue.
No,
Yeah.
it's Spoke Road number 2.
Spoke Road Boulevard.
You see, the thing that's great about it is that even with just this tidbit of knowledge, I know which road is Spoke Road number 3.
Exactly.
But that aside, it's a sound plan, Captain.
he says with the with all the recent damage to that side of the Ghoul Mere, then we should have plenty of cover to hide us from the Skaven. And you can kind of see like there are like ruins and craters and all sorts. So, and he says the hardest part would be to signal the men on the wall. But leave that to me. We just need to find a good position for them to see us from.
Sure, a volcano could act as a signal, right?
I was thinking just that, mate. Like one mind we are.
Then they'd probably be like, "Oh, what's that fucking Skaven volcano doing?"
I could shoot some molten slag into the sky.
No, it's like if you've been besieged by Skaven, the amount of weird shit that you probably see them do. It's like everything's melting, it's on fire, it's exploding.
Warp lightning.
Yeah, but it won't be green.
No,
Because
that's
everything
true.
Skaven is just green, somehow.
It's the warpstone, but yeah. Right, so Captain Heinz asks your help to find the best path through to a good location to light this signal. He mentions that it should be defensible as well, because as soon as you light yourself up like a Christmas tree, then the Skaven will see you as well. So you'll need to defend him long enough.
We're just not a very good like stealth and deploy party, is my only concern.
Well, our party, combat focus, never.
Excuse me, don't know as if I wasn't just a stealthy genius previously. Thank you very much.
So everyone needs to roll a DN 4-1 awareness or survival check.
I've got 4 mind and a training point in awareness, so
Hype?
4-1.
Yeah.
There you go.
Whew.
Alright, here we go. Where have you gone? There you go. Away. DN 4, lovely. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's a success, it's alright, it's alright. What does that get us?
I think Dreadbark needs to roll.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was one person doing that. I can do that. Ba-ba-ba-bum.
Is your
I'm
survival
not
better?
elf.
You can do survival as well. I don't know if that's better.
It will be the same roll.
Oh, okay, that's fine then. Well, 9 successes is pretty good. I mean, Klaus was definitely, don't know, sensing some sort of winds of magic here. Great. So what you spot altogether are 3 potential locations that you would potentially want to aim towards, and you guys can pick, and then we'll end for today. But the first one is the closest. It's basically just like a raised part of the landscape with some sort of a small thicket of bushes and sort of felled trees that would provide some sort of good cover and defense. You also spot a half-submerged steam tank wreck propping out of the swamp. Perhaps potentially with some additional supplies that you can plunder to help. And then hardest to spot, as it's kind of covered in foliage and stuff, is an abandoned canal lock next to with a kind of a lock keeper's cottage next to it, mostly intact, which would be by far like the easiest to defend.
I'd say the last one then, if it's more easy to defend.
Vargi would tend towards the steam tank, only because of his natural affinity to such things. It'll make him feel comfortable and at home.
Want to show the options again?
The thicket of bushes and felled tree trunks. The half-submerged steam tank wreck.
Say submerged. I mean, is it like in water or like just in the ground?
It's in the swamp.
Swamp.
It's sunk into the swamp. Like,
But the fourth one, the fourth steam tank,
that went into the swamp.
that went
Do you think?
burned down, fell over, then fell into the swamp.
Do you think we can use some crafting on the cannon and fashion that to a working, or?
It's like tipped over, like yeah.
We're looking for a vector of advance upon the city.
Well, it's more of a spot where a sort of a defensible position where you can signal the city and fend off the Skaven until
I guess
they spot
from
you.
our vantage point, I mean, submerged. It's a weird thing to ask, but it's obviously like actually it's not a defendable because we're stuck in the swamp. We'd have to get inside the tank.
Well, you use it as cover. I mean, it's because it's.
But we'd be in the swamp, so we're in the swamp. We're covering the swamp. It's not the best. Do we see like an obvious like it's the section with lots of doors or not, or is it just like at the top where it's clearly just there's no way in?
You probably can't see from there if you can get inside it. But the idea is, if you're having a defensible position, having a wall of metal behind covering one angle is quite advantageous.
Sure.
But the third one was the sort of the stone building that was mostly intact next to the canal.
When fighting these rat men, a constant threat is that some of their hordes of smaller creatures might burrow up through the ground and attack you. I counsel that we should not go into a half-submerged or enclosed wreck of metal, but at least have a position from which we can pull back if necessary. Obviously, I would prefer the greenery, but unnatural defenses can be as good as natural ones. Could happily set up in this small farmhouse, though we should be aware, as ever, of burrowing rats.
I tend to agree. The swamp, while the tank itself would make a good defense, the swamp is not exactly helpful, and the rats could skittle through that. So I would suggest we go to the building. We're a bit more all round protected.
Well, 3-1 works for me.
Probably got a choke point or two, right, as well.
Oh yeah.
So they'd be hemorrhaging in, and then we'd just be blasting the fuck out of them. Easy. Well, it might go on for hours and hours.
Oh, you love it. Oh, you do. Let's do that.
Heinz is like, I believe at the Battle of Waterloo, did the English forces not defend that farmhouse for many days against the French forces?
I thought in a general direction.
That was the one bit that wasn't a Python reference. We've done loads of Python references.
I'll get to do Python references too. Thank you very much.
I'm surprised there was a bit more sharp going on.
Yeah, I know. You just totally came in there with the French knight. Yeah, maybe there's already like a French Skaven in there already.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's our defensive position. No, go away. There's another great.
My rifle can fire 3 shots a minute.
As there was a hamster and your mother smelled of elderberries.
Right, that's canon now.
Canon.
That's canon. All right, we'll leave it there, and then on next week you can make your way finally to Greywater Fastness.
Nice.
Is it next week?
Well, that was quite an excellent session.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it.
A
Yeah.
lot, didn't we?
lots of variety.
A bloody load of things happened.
Yeah.
7 different activities.
Love